won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. In today's video breakdown, we're going to be talking about a couple of different topics: Ripple, gold, and Bitcoin. I'm going to cover some fundamental articles for you all, read some PDFs. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole. I'm going to show you guys how influential Ripple and XRP is going to be on shifting and changing our financial ecosystem behind the scenes in the near future. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy intuitive video breakdowns like this, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do appreciate the love and the support. And once we reach 10,000 YouTube subs, we're going to be doing a giveaway. So with that being said, let's dive into it. All right. So this first article, and I have a couple of different ones here for you today. We're going to be talking about hedge fund veterans and their predictions. We're going to be talking about major bank predictions surrounding gold price action, surrounding Bitcoin's price action in the near future, how it's kind of all correlated in some way, shape, or form. Well, first, we're going to dive down the rabbit hole. I'm going to show you guys how massive XRP is about to play a role in this whole CBDC shift, okay? So this article reads, and it led me through, a couple of different other PDFs doing some research. Ripple to tackle $9 trillion market and conserve 50% of the world's population. Key highlights: Ripple's confident that its XRP ledger is capable enough to handle stablecoins and CBDCs for billions of people across the world. Now, Ripple is not the only major organization that thinks this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you that here today. Ripple said that central banks will have to strike a key balance between centralization on one hand and innovation on the other. Just reading this tiny little article right here, San Francisco-based blockchain startup Ripple has already been an active player in the fintech space over the last few years. However, the company is stepping up its efforts to cater to the trillion-dollar market of central bank digital currencies. As we know, central banks across the world have already started experimenting with CBDCs. This includes some of the top economies like the European Union, China, India, Australia, and others. On the other hand, the United States has been a bit slow and is evaluating the financial as well as the legal liabilities of having a digital dollar. The blockchain startup Ripple has released its own CBDC white paper offering a complete framework for implementing CBDC. So we're going to get into this white paper today, okay? So in this CBDC white paper, let's dive down this rabbit hole. I'm going to show you guys some correlations surrounding China, Bitcoin, some hedge fund predictions. So we're going to go to page 2 of this Ripple CBDC PDF. Okay, it's the future of CBDCs. And this part is going to play a role in the Bitcoin talk that I give you guys later today. Okay, so it says China's testing of a digital yuan payment system potentially threatens the US dollar's position as the dominant global reserve currency. I highlighted that because that's going to play an important role. We're going to go down here to page 11, where it talks about bridge assets. Okay, this is important. This is the meat of this whole entire PDF. So right here it says neutral bridge currencies. While interoperability will support the direct exchange of a CBDC in domestic transactions, many of the same old issues with cross-border transactions will remain. In particular, supporting immediate real-time foreign exchanges, as opposed to the current 3 to 5 day process, will likely still require the need for pre-funded currency accounts. Like any commercial bank or global business, central banks will want to avoid the increased costs and risks associated with this familiar liquidity issue. Pay attention, this is a key highlight right here, liquidity issue. They would also welcome the ability to free up capital that could be generating value elsewhere and skews the financial system in favor of the most liquid currencies, typically those of most powerful nations. A neutral bridge asset can support healthy alternative liquidity markets that will allow for frictionless and cost-effective value movement between various CBDCs in real time. It will also enable the exchange of less liquid CBDC pairs and increase global competition by lowering entry to barriers to new and similar market participants. So again, we have that word, liquidity, okay, liquidity markets. To enable a truly efficient global market, a bridge currency must be specifically optimized for payments and support the same speed, scalability, low cost, and security that CBDCs will provide. One example of a neutral bridge is the digital asset XRP, which can be used to bridge two different currencies quickly and efficiently. Okay. Last but not least, by underpinning the effective alternative liquidity market neutral bridge currencies are the final piece of the interoperability puzzle that will drive the success of CBDCs as a global tool for exchanging value. So it says right here, the digital asset XRP, which can be used as a bridge currency for two different currencies quickly and efficiently, right? We come over here. This is a PDF from the IMF, okay? Straight from the IMF. I'll scroll to the top and I'll read the headline of this PDF. It's called a multi-currency exchange and contracting platform. This came out in 2022, I believe in November, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, November 2022. Okay. The important pages of this PDF are page 50, where it mentions and talks about bridge currencies, and page 9. So we're going to go to page 50 first. Okay. I'm going to read to you guys this little tiny excerpt right here. To be used to deploy cross-country liquidity, participating central banks could establish borrowing and lending arrangements in which they could get CEs from another central bank that participates in the platform and uses those to provide liquidity to its domestic private platform participants. These arrangements could be like liquidity bridges, again, key phrases, keywords, if relatively routine, to currency swaps if used in a more exceptional circumstance, or to regional financial agreements. To implement this, the central banks can commit via escrow accounts and atomic intertemporal swaps to exchange CE certificates among themselves. So this is pretty much talking about every single thing that was talked about in the CBDC white paper from Ripple. But I want to take your attention. The most important part of this is where they mention Ripple and Stellar as the potential bridge asset. We come over here, and I told you guys page 9. So we're going to go to page 9, right? And check this out right here. It says right here, there are related ongoing projects and experimentation that also aim to develop solutions for cross-border payments using distributed ledger technologies. Some of these projects are public and led by a consortium of central banks, and some are done in collaboration with the BIS Innovation Hub. The private sector also has been active in launch initiatives to make cross-border payments more efficient. Again, ladies and gentlemen, they know that there has to be some type of interoperable bridge to connect their CBDCs. And what does it say right here? For example, Stellar and Ripple. And it is literally talking about the bridge asset that's going to bridge these CBDCs together. This entire PDF from the IMF is talking about that. And the only two cryptocurrencies mentioned on this whole entire PDF are Stellar and Ripple. Now, on some PDFs, you have to understand that these elites still call XRP Ripple. However, we know that they're talking about XRP. Okay, so here's that mention right there. It says Stellar and Ripple, and it's talking about bridge currencies and whatnot. We come over here. This is a World Economic Forum PDF, ladies and gentlemen, okay, where, again, it mentions, and I'll scroll up to the top of this. This is on page 31 of this World Economic Forum PDF. The top of this PDF is labeled Digital Currency Governance Consortium White Paper Series, and this came out on November 2021, okay? We go down here to where it says bridge for the first time, okay? Potential for privately created digital assets to facilitate CBDCs. Existing private sector blockchain-based digital assets could potentially assist in the facilitation of cross-border wholesale interbank CBDC payments and transactions. Examples include the utility settlement coin USC and XRP, the digital asset. Such assets may serve as a bridge currency and cross-border interbank payments. Before experimenting with such digital assets, policymakers should have a clear understanding of the value that they add and could provide from an economic and technical perspective. This is now the second major institution, the World Economic Forum, that mentions XRP as a bridge currency on their PDF. And what do we know? Ripple dropped a PDF talking about CBDCs, talking about bridge currencies, and talking about how the digital asset XRP is going to be utilized to bridge two different currencies quickly and efficiently. You cannot make this stuff up. They also say that they're willing and attempting to tackle a $9 trillion market, ladies and gentlemen. XRP in the future is going to be massive. Do your own personal research. This is not financial advice. This is me just showing you all that the proof is in the pudding. You guys can look this stuff up for yourselves. People will deny this information even though it's right there in their faces. So to revert back to the page 2 on this PDF from Ripple, where they mention right here, China's testing of a digital yuan payment system potentially threatens the US dollar position as the dominant global reserve currency, showing you guys how everything is interconnected. Coming over here, this was just released today, 2023 surprise scenarios, gold price at $2,250 and Bitcoin at $5,000, Standard Charter says. Interesting. So that caught my eye. Markets are underpricing several surprise scenarios for next year, according to Standard Charter. The list includes Bitcoin dropping to $5,000 and in gold rallying to a new record high of $2,250 an ounce. Bitcoin could see the significant loss next year as the technology sector continues to suffer and the crypto space sees more bankruptcies and contagion risks. Standard Chartered said in a note titled The Financial Markets Surprises of 2023, a sell-off to $5,000 would mean Bitcoin falling 70% from current levels around 17,000. Bitcoin is already down 63%. We continue on. Another scenario is gold rallying as Bitcoin falls, with investors switching focus from the digital version of gold to the real metal. Okay. Robertstein said gold could jump to $2,250 an ounce next year as the cryptocurrencies fall further and more crypto firms succumb to liquidity freezes and investor withdrawals. But to correlate this with the Ripple PDF, okay, this is from the Daily Huddle. The hedge fund veteran Mark Yusko predicts Bitcoin will replace gold. It's interesting because this article right here says that people are fleeing from Bitcoin and attempting to put their money into a real metal like gold. Interesting how those kind of contradict each other. But this article reads, a seasoned hedge fund manager says that Bitcoin will eventually replace gold and predicts the king crypto will hit a six-figure price tag next year. So it's interesting how a major banking institutional giant, Standard Chartered, is saying Bitcoin's going to go to $5,000. This individual over here is saying the opposite. In a new interview with Stansberry Research, veteran hedge fund manager Mark Yusko of Morgan Creek Digital predicts that China will be the home of the next world reserve currency, but that Bitcoin will replace it soon after. Remember, I told you guys that this plays an important role. China will be the home of the next world reserve currency. Well, guess what? This PDF over here from Ripple literally says it. China's testing of digital yuan payment system potentially threatens the US dollar position as the dominant global reserve currency. There's some friction, again, major insights amongst these elite individuals who know exactly what's going on behind the scenes. Now, this article to continue reads, there's only one money in the world, gold. Everything else is credit. Everything else is a currency. Currency is backed by debt. This is by the individual of the hedge fund, okay? This is him in a direct quote from him. Every central bank in the world has gold. Some of them have less than they used to because they moved off the gold standard and went to fiat standards, where they could devalue the currency faster because they had too much debt. But where is the gold going? It's going to China, which I believe will be the next global reserve currency. It'll eventually be Bitcoin. In the future, Bitcoin wins because it is an asset that exists in the absence of liability, which is what the definition of money is. Yusko says Bitcoin is on track to replace gold, largely due to its superior divisibility and portability. Based on the monetary value of gold, he sets a price target of roughly around $250,000 for Bitcoin in the long run. And he continues to say, and so Bitcoin is superior to gold. If I had a bar of gold and I wanted to split it into three ways, I could not bang it on a table and give you each a third. It's too hard to do. And I couldn't stuff it into my computer and send it to you. But if I wanted to send you Bitcoin, I press of a couple of buttons and boom, I could divide the Bitcoin into three pieces and send you both a third. Easy. So it does have its advantages being more portable and more divisible than gold. So I think it will eventually replace gold. That's an interesting speculative bet right there, because we see a major banking institutional giant saying that $5,000 Bitcoin is on the table. But then this individual, again, is wrapping his head around the logical explanation of how Bitcoin can be divided into multiple pieces and sent more easily to another individual in comparison to gold. I see his bet. But again, ladies and gentlemen, we all know what digital asset is going to run the financial ecosystem for the future, and that is XRP. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video breakdown. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up button if you enjoy video breakdowns like this and you want to see more content like this. I do appreciate the love and the support. Everybody have an amazing and blessed day. As always, be cognizant, be aware, do your own personal research, and I will see you all in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.